Joe Shane and the New York Football Giants are back at it again, making roster moves to try to improve this football team for this upcoming week against the Seattle Seahawks. 5 roster moves to break down on today's show. We're going to do that coming up in a second, but this is why you subscribe to the channel, because when the Giants make a move, we make a video. It is our job to make sure that you are the most up-to-date fan for the New York Football Giants, and we're trying to catch Seattle Seahawks today. Another channel here at Chat Sports, hosted by my guy, Tyler Jones. He said there is no way that we can catch them in subscribers by Sunday. I believe the big blue real ones, they're going to show up and show out. So if you love the Giants and you want to beat the Seahawks this Sunday, hit that thumbs up icon and subscribe to the channel. You're watching Giants Now by Chat Sports. I am your host, Marshall Green. Appreciate everybody for stopping by as we run through the 5 roster moves that the New York Giants have made. Alex Johnson, the UDFA out of UCLA, who was really a standout all offseason long for the Giants. He has been cut from the practice squad. And this one was interesting for me because he was a guy that the Giants tried to put on the active roster to start the season. Did not make it, was a priority practice squad player for this team. And I think that they will try to bring him back to the practice squad. Just Joe Shane's working those roster gymnastics to bring guys on this P squad that he's going to potentially elevate for this Sunday's game against the Seahawks. I don't think we've seen the end of Alex Johnson with Big Blue. Joel Wilson, who was signed to the New York Giants practice squad just a couple of days ago, I guess it was last week at this time. He has been released. Did not ever play a game for the Giants, has not played a game in the NFL at all. He came over from the Green Bay Packers, spent some time with Big Blue and their practice squad, but he has met the end of the road with the Giants. Maybe he comes back. There was a lot of thought that the Giants need another tight end. Didn't happen. They kept Jakob Johnson on that P squad, brought him up for this past week's game against the Cowboys. Maybe they try to bring Wilson back into the fold, but TBD on that front. Players that were added to the New York Giants today, and let's start with Kearis Jackson, the punt returner, kick returner, and wide receiver who has spent a little bit of time in the NFL as he was an undrafted free agent out of Georgia back in the 2023 NFL Draft. Spent his rookie season with the Tennessee Titans, appeared in 2 games last year for Tennessee, returned 6 punts for 48 yards, 8 yards per punt return with a long of 14 yards. There's also a guy that's had some big plays as a kick returner. I mean, I know it's preseason, but as a second-year player, you don't got much to judge off. He had 3 kick returns in the preseason this past year for 111 yards, and he had a long return of 63 yards. And I think there's an actual shot, and it's probably going to happen, that Jackson will be elevated from the practice squad to the active roster for this Sunday's game against the Seahawks. The Giants have had a lot of issues on the return front once again. We saw Eric Gray fumble a kick return. We've seen other people fumble kick returns the Giants have got back. And look, I'm just tired of seeing Eric Gray back there. He's a running back. He's not a special teams player. He didn't do it in his rookie year as a punt returner. He lost that job because he couldn't hold on to the football. He's also going to lose this job as a kick returner because he couldn't hold on to the football. Had that opening fumble kickoff against the Cleveland Browns 2 weeks ago. Look, if you can't hold on to the ball, you can't play kick returner. It is that simple. Hopefully, Jackson will be somebody that can make some plays and hold on to the football. He's done it in college. He did it in the pros. Hopefully, he does it. I am really hopeful he's going to play this Sunday. Giants could use a spark play against the 12s. Speaking of the 12s, if you want to beat the Seahawks this week, hit that thumbs up icon. We know something about maybe when the season may be out of reach and the Giants going up to Lumen Field to beat the Seahawks. Shout out to my guy, Colt McCoy. Hook 'em. If you want it to happen again, hit that thumbs up icon, and let's go Big Blue. Coming up next, the Giants did sign a veteran corner, and if any of the players that we're going to talk about on today's show actually has a chance to make an impact for the Giants, I think it could be this guy. That's coming up in a second, but first, I got to give a major shout-out to today's sponsor, Game Time. If you're looking to buy last-minute tickets for the best prices and the best seats, lowest prices guaranteed, download the Game Time app. It's the only ticketing app I use for so many different reasons. So download the app, create an account, use the promo code CHATSPORTS, CHATSPORTS, and you're going to get $20 off your first purchase where terms do apply. You get the best seats for the lowest prices guaranteed. Prices actually drop as the events get closer. And these 2 features, Game Time Picks and all-in pricing, are going to make sure you get the best user experience. Game Time Picks makes it that much easier to go watch your favorite teams or go see your favorite bands perform live. And the all-in pricing feature, the price you see is the price that you pay. Nobody likes getting to check out and getting hit with hundreds of dollars in hidden fees. Game Time, they're not about that. They're making sure that all of their users get the best prices. So download the app and redeem the code ChatSports, and you're going to get $20 off your first purchase where terms do apply. What time is it? It's Game Time. Be a real one. Sports show. Support the sponsor. That information will be clickable down in the comments and description of today's show. The Giants have gone out and signed veteran corner Greg Stroman Jr. Spent the last couple of years with the Chicago Bears. Before being a Chicago Bear, he spent the prior 3 seasons with the Washington Commanders. He's about 28 years old. He was a 7th-round pick out of Washington in 2018, and he has played a lot in the NFL. He's appeared in 29 games with 5 starts. So this isn't a guy that's coming in with no NFL experience. He's played on Sundays before, and he's made some big-time plays. In those 29 career games, he has 65 tackles, 3 interceptions, 6 pass breakups, 3 tackles for loss. Not the best target to completion percentage. He's allowed 46 catches on 66 targets, but he is a guy that's been able to show that he can compete in this league, hang on Sundays, and he's not someone that's going to be tremendously picked on all the time. He's also a guy that's going to provide some versatility for this football team. Where he's going to line up on the football field is really a benefit for the Giants, because right now they're having Cordell Flott play a little slot, play a little outside. I know Nick McLeod has come back from injury, but Andrew Phillips has a calf injury. He's your starting slot corner. Adoree Jackson, he has a calf injury. When is he going to come back? He's played 310 snaps in the slot, 253 on the outside. So whatever Shane Bullen wants him to do, he's at least had some experience doing that before. This Giants cornerback room, as we know, is light on talent, and it was going to be a problem coming into the season. And look, it has yet again. Look, they haven't really been able to cover all that well. I will say they have performed a little bit better than I thought they would have. But at the end of the day, you just still need a little bit more production from this group. Drew Phillips, he's hurt. He's got a calf injury. Adoree Jackson, he's got a calf injury. So you're really looking at Deonte Banks, Cordell Flott, Nick McLeod to have the lion's share of the reps at those quarterback spots. Stroman could be a guy they call up this Sunday. I'd actually be shocked if they didn't. If not this Sunday, next Sunday. But I think we could see Stroman very soon playing defense for this squad. He's also been a guy that's been able to produce and has a large number of snaps as a special teams player. And look, when you're a guy that's trying to make the back end of the roster, you're trying to sign a contract in week 5, the more things you can do, the higher your chances are going to be to stick around and be an impact player. He's been all over the football field on special teams. 56 snaps on kick return, not as a kick returner. I just want to clarify that. 79 snaps on kick coverage, 79 on punt return, 14 on punt coverage, and 44 on field goal block. So he can play in the slot, he can play outside, and he's a guy you can rely on in the special teams department. I think he'll be playing for the Giants here pretty soon. Joe Schoen loves this stuff, man. I don't know if this is a game for him. I don't know if this is the way he flexes his muscles as a general manager, but I've never seen a GM manipulate the roster and jump through hoop after hoop and these roster gymnastics. Joe Schoen loves to do that. And that's why we always talk about you got to have a little bit of cap space during the season to make moves like this. Joe Schoen always accounts for that. And I'm sure this is not the last video we'll be talking about with the Giants make roster moves. It is the end of the road for Lawrence Cager with the New York Giants for now when it comes to the practice squad. There was thoughts that he was going to go on IR, but now they are just releasing him with an injury settlement. This stinks. This is the guy that has talent. This is the guy that's produced at a solid level in the NFL when his number has been called before. And Brian Daboll called him the most improved Giant throughout the offseason. But the injuries, they got in the way, and they derailed his season. It was before training camp he was injured. He was on the PUP, came off the PUP, and in that first practice he re-injured himself, and essentially now his season is done. Hoping the best for Cager. Maybe he's the guy that the Giants could look at once the season is over to bring back into the building for the offseason to get healthy and potentially help the 2025 New York Giants. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel, though. Seriously, guys, I looked at the analytics today, and 50% of the people that watch VODs on this channel, videos, are not subscribed. This video is going to get over 10,000 views. If 5,000 people subscribe, we're smoking Teacher and the Seahawks today. So subscribe and turn notifications on. And make sure you are following me on social media. I'm on Instagram at @MarshallGreen_. I'm also on Twitter at @MarshallGreen_. Hit me up over there. Turn noties on. We'll be back later with another video.